Let's go.
Welcome back to another video, everybody. This is your host, Adon Tron, with NerdTots. We're going to do a small little video today as a special. Now, normally I do anime reviews, and we're going to do an anime review following this video, but I wanted to discuss something with a very good friend of mine, Shannon. She's going to be joining us, and she's also going to review this upcoming movie that we're going to do. It's called My Neighbor Totoro. But on that note, Shannon, welcome to the group, and introduce yourself, of course.
I think the only reason I'm here is because Adon enjoys my reactions to anime, since I haven't watched anime since I was in middle school. So it gets pretty amusing on that end. But Adon and I have been friends for a long time. You've probably seen me on a couple different channels here. And I'm here just to geek out like the rest of us. So let's go.
Well, yes, Shannon's been a very good friend of mine for a long time, as she said. Now, in the anime we're going to watch, My Neighbor Totoro, I'll be honest, Shannon, I have never seen this. It's a Studio Ghibli film, but from what I understand, it's not going to mess up your mind like a lot of the other animes that I have introduced you to. So you're going to be safe there.
You literally showed me one where the cat killed people.
That wasn't an anime. That was a live-action movie called The Collector.
No, the cat was killed by razors in The Collector. The anime was Lily Cat.
Oh, yeah, that's true. She did watch Lily Cat with me. But that was Aliens. That doesn't count.
It didn't count.
All right, so before we talk about this anime, we were discussing about streaming and watching anime online. Because we were going to watch something else on Amazon Prime, and I went and bought the movie, and I was like excited. I'm like, we'll watch it. I pay for it. You can watch it on my watch party, and we'll watch this. No, that's not going to happen because watch party wants you to buy on both ends. On top of which, I'm like, no, well, let's stream it. I pay for this. I'll stream it to you through Zoom, screen share. No, she got the audio, but no picture because Zoom recognizes you're watching through Prime.
But if we turned off the audio, I got the picture.
Exactly. So weird. So that brought up an interesting discussion that certain things only show a certain way because the networks want you to use their product. And even the mediums that we come to and have to use nowadays to watch with other people are even recognizing that, and we have to narrow it down to those formats. Which sucks, bro. It sucks so hard because I remember a day when you buy a movie and you want a friend over and it's okay. You go rent a movie, like you just have that one thing. Everybody just huddles around the TV and you just share. You don't need everybody to buy that one thing.
Well, even just last year before these networks started whitewashing and claiming properties to it, you could rent it, pull up a Watch to Me, Netflix Party, any of that, as long as one person paid for it. So it was a good way for people to sort of not break the bank, similar to how people would pay things like pay-to-go services for fights. You pay for one, people can watch it, and they're like, nope, F you, we want that money.
This is true. So that spiraled that conversation to like, okay, now we got to watch something else and let's see what other services we have. So I have HBO Max. Shannon has HBO Max. We're like, okay, we'll check out here. And worst case scenario, I watch it, she watches it. We just have to click play at the same time. But then it dawned on us, you know what? Teleparty, which used to be Netflix Party, actually does this where it links up with HBO Max. So it's like a third-party adapter to your Chrome or extension. It's a technical term.
Yeah, it's a Google Chrome extension.
Mm-hmm. And it will let you connect to what? Hulu, Netflix,
Disney, and HBO. So it's those services. So that's pretty cool because that's going to be Amazon Watch Party because Amazon Watch Party's already got a on me when you can't share the prices. And Teleparty, even if you have to share the prices, there's multiple streaming services that connect to that one application. So it's easier for people like, oh, okay, well, we can choose something else.
Exactly. So for those who are interested, get Teleparty if you want to watch it with your friends. It's a free service, and you can span it over 4 different networks. The only cost is you have to have that streaming network first if you're going to share it with someone else. But I've been going through the categories through HBO Max. HBO Max might be a contender for anime if you're an anime fan. And I was showing this to Shannon, who is, as we said earlier, I am bringing her into our world. She is my test subject of things to throw at for different anime subjects and shows. Because she watches Netflix. What was the last thing I showed you on Netflix, Shannon, that you actually watched?
Oh crap! What was it? I watched Legion, but Legion's on
Oh no, no,
Hulu.
anime style.
That weird fish thing.
No, wait, you're thinking of the Pollock from
Yeah,
that was
that.
on Amazon. Uh,
Oh, no. What we watched the vampire one with
uh,
the redhead and
yes. Okay. So
Van Helsing or whatever it's called.
she is talking about Castlevania.
Yes, that was really good.
Mm-hmm. And then we also watched Blood of Zeus.
Oh
And,
yeah, yeah, that
but
was
I
good.
think that was before I introduced you to Food Wars.
I really love it, but I feel so dirty after watching every
Look at that.
episode.
She loves that show, but she admits that she did not want to admit that she watched Food Wars
I
because she
feel
felt dirty.
dirty. I feel the
The,
cherubs, the cherubs. Okay, and then just
that is a series I should. I right now all I review is movies, but that is a series that if anybody needs to watch, watch it. Maybe with some headphones on, because the audio content on that just sounds wrong. It sounds dirtier than it really is. The
I have
first
to
episode is
pretend that
probably the dirtiest, and
no, no,
yeah,
you're such
no,
a
absolutely. First episode is the dirtiest.
no. The octopus episode when she's about to flunk out of school.
Uh,
Get out of
yeah,
here!
yes.
Yeah, your face. You know that episode's far more dirtier.
Summarization of that show is it's a anime where it's all about cooking, like Iron Chef for students. The Iron Chef students is they're in a culinary school, but the way
Pretend the
they
students are
depict
college. Just pretend they're all college. That's
exactly, and then the way they depict how well the food is visually, if the food is good enough, you basically have what's called like a food gasm, where like their clothes like just pretty much explode off, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so good," and they're
but
like, go dream fantasy sequences where they're like covered in
the,
honey and stuff like that.
the food explodes off. Things get inside all of their holes, all of them. And then there's like little anime chibis of the characters like around the person having the food gasm.
I mean, if I'm having a delicious meal, I rather have it like that.
So you're telling me that when you cook something that you love, you think people have you're gonna do a little cartoon image of this, aren't you?
If I
Chibi
could, I
versions
would.
chibi versions of you just like haha.
And you know what? If that was the end result of my meal prep, I would be happy.
You
Yes,
do
let
make
there
really
let,
good
let,
pizza.
let there be some chibi versions of me flying around you when I'm cooking you a meal. That's what I want.
No.
Little chibi versions flying around, giving little neck rubs and massages.
No, oh no, no.
But I digress. So we were going through this, and I personally think HBO Max is going to be a contender for anime against some of the big boys. Disney Plus is not really into the anime game. I
No.
Not unless you count Hulu, which Disney owns. But Netflix has been trying to hold their own by taking the titles and rights.
They do good original content, like with Blood of Zeus is really good. Castlevania, whatever. I'm gonna get a lot of things wrong, and then whatever is on this video, I'm gonna get it wrong. They do a really good job when it comes to creating like stylized mini series animes that you can get into. So it's a good introduction for people that haven't got into anime for adults. But what HBO Max is doing is they're kind of recapturing the Toonami days. So Adon and I are both millennials, and millennials aren't young. We're kind of in our 30s now. But in the 90s, we used to, especially after school, go home, turn on Cartoon Network, where between the hours of 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. was Toonami anime blocks where you'd watch Yu Yu Hakusho, Kenshi, all of these different things. And it was a good way to introduce kids to anime. That's how I got introduced. That's how kids in my neighborhood got introduced. Most people that know anime trace back to those shows that were on Toonami or Adult Swim late at night. And I think HBO Max kind of like keyed in on that because they have those on their streaming platform, but they're also like buying the rights to different things. And even with Studio Ghibli, I watched Earwig, which you need to watch and you need to review. You need to get on that.
All right.
Um,
I promise I will watch Earwig, another Studio Ghibli project.
But when I watched it, it was interesting because the way the format of the movie worked out, it wasn't typical movie format. It ended like an episode, and the way streaming platforms work, in order for it to be competitive now, movies end like episodes to get people to want to watch more. So,
Mm-hmm.
from a business standpoint, marketing standpoint, whoever's behind HBO Max is keying in on that demographic. And I think they're more of a contender against Disney compared to Netflix because of that, because anime people are very, very, very adamant about what they love. They're very loyal and they drop the money. They drop the money more than comic book people do and D&D people because we spend our money on dice.
Well, this is true, but you're very loyal people. I find D&D people, like, once you have D&D people on your side, they're very loyal and they want to see you continue and grow, which is, I give you respect for that.
Just because like little dragons, you know.
But I have to agree with her. Like, I look at HBO Max and their content is a broad spectrum, but oddly enough, they have Adult Swim. They have a contract with Adult Swim where they have the old shows that were popular on Adult Swim alone, and then they have a contract with Crunchyroll, which Crunchyroll is no company to sneeze at when it comes to anime. They dabble in that franchise for years. They've been holding their own, and they still hold strong. And a matter of fact, there's been anime that have been carried over to Netflix that was originally done on Crunchyroll, and they do a better job, on all honesty.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Mm-hmm.
very good point you're bringing up because if the anime that I even mentioned, Blood of Zeus, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to get it wrong, all came from Crunchyroll and it's going to be the same situation where Disney had Marvel, the Marvel movies, Daredevil, all of that. And then once Disney bought Marvel and pulled it from Netflix, they lost all that creative content.
Well, actually, Blood of Zeus was a Netflix original one. That's by the same people who did Castlevania. But, like, for example, Netflix has Seven Deadly Sins and Promised Neverland. Those are animes that have been around before Netflix, but they'll say, like, Netflix original. It's just that they bought the rights, and then they'll air it there. Same thing with Food Wars. Food Wars is not a Netflix original. It's something that was aired way beforehand. They're like onto season 5, and then Netflix bought the rights and they re-edited it so that it would be either dubbed or they cut out a couple scenes so that it fits for them. Crunchyroll has like all 5 seasons, if I'm right. If not, like, they have more than Netflix for sure. So those are things that, you know, you're pulling that in and you're getting those cuts and you're getting those scenes that you're missing because they're behind the trend. And the fact that you got this contract with HBO Max to go with Crunchyroll, you're getting those things that you're missing. Great example of this. This is indeed a Crunchyroll original, The God of High School. That's an anime. I think I sent you one episode of it, and basically high school kids in a battle royale tournament to find out who's the baddest and toughest kid there is. And there's an underlying supernatural tone that's happening in the background, kind of supernatural conspiracy situation. And legit, fantastic animation. Fantastic. And it's a fun storyline. One of the best fight scenes I've seen in a long time is in this. So definitely a good show to watch. And you can catch it on Crunchyroll or HBO Max now because of this. But
Yes.
now I digress. I've been Sucking on the teeth of HBO Max now for the last like 5 to 10 minutes.
How do you
And
feel about nerding out about HBO Max, considering that you usually nerd out on Andy's show, but you can't really talk about anime on Andy's
well, the
show?
funny thing is, like, I wasn't HBO Max was not on my radar. I got HBO Max because of Wonder Woman 84, and I was gonna cancel it. Just to be honest, I was gonna cancel it, and then I was just shuffling through it, and I go, wait a minute, they have almost all the Studio Ghibli films. And when I say almost all, they have a lot of Studio Ghibli. And then they also have some other ones that are like just rarer ones and harder to get. So I was like, okay, before you, you have my interest, now you have my attention, to quote a line.
Yeah.
And so I kept it. And every now and then I will tune into it. The other reason I've kept it is also because their DC content is very extensive for their DC network. And matter of fact, Shannon brought up a good point. Like when we were talking about Castlevania and Blood of Zeus, for those examples, they're technically not anime, but they're heavily anime inspired. And so those are ones that I would dare say people will make exceptions to watching and say, okay, I'll put that in an anime category like they would with Avatar, because it's understandably inspired by the anime. You can see the tropes and the designs and the how they play out the characters, but then they just do good to the story, and that's what I see when I see the DC movies.
Yeah, because Avatar isn't an anime because you don't spend 5 or 6 episodes showing the same scene that was in the pilot.
Okay, so that stereotype of the anime.
That's true, though.
It is true. It is true. But you really only see that in animes that are based on the comic books that are still in syndication.
That's because they have to they're making the show while the comic book's still going on,
and they caught up to the storyline, so now they need filler to build gaps because the comic is not coming out as fast as a cartoon is.
But then you just get things like slow motion, different emotions for the same scene. Like, I love My Hero Academia, but if I have to see the scene where he falls to his knees to All Might that was in the pilot, and we're on season 5, and they're still showing that, I'm like, come on, we get it. You're happy. You got the thing. Believe in yourself. Everyone knows you can do it at this point, man. Everyone knows that you can do it. Stop doubting yourself and be a hero.
No, this is true. This is true. But yeah, no, some of these other animes, okay, so I'm gonna say for people who don't watch, like if you're gonna watch a series, there are definitely some that I would absolutely suggest. My Hero Academia is an anime I would suggest for people, but Shannon is absolutely right. There are things that are repetitive in that. I am more of a fan of the ones that are a little bit more condensed, whereas like 26 episodes a season, you're in, you're out, done. I feel closure. And then if I don't feel closure, I'm like, where's my next season? I want this.
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm going to binge My Hero Academia as soon as season 5 is on Hulu. Like, that's going to happen. That'll be one day.
So like big ones like that are like going to be My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Naruto, Boruto, Bleach. Those are going to be the big boys out there that are going to do those kind of things. If you want something that's not as popular but is actually good, Hunter x Hunter, that's a good one. But for me, I was like more, give me 12 to 26 episodes. So like Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga,
Black Butler.
So Black Butler, yes, there's a niche for Black Butler. And
I've only seen 2 seasons. Like, there's only 2 seasons, right?
There is 2 seasons and an OVA, which is like they're like a mid-season episodes. Like it's a couple episodes on that. So that is going to be for a very niche group. So that it's entertaining, it's a little bit dark, and it's a little bit weird, but it's fun. That's the best description I can put for it. You gotta be okay with a little bit erogenous. Not, is it erogenous?
Oh, hold on. You're giving like a warning of content with Black Butler, but Food Wars is totally just.
Yes, because it's weird because the butler is like this demon dude who's like lusting over this child of a boy. Granted, it's all so he can get his soul.
He just wants to eat the soul.
He wants to eat the soul, but come on, man. He's looking at this boy like a dish.
Okay, hold on.
Not like a dish like I want to eat you. He's looking like this is a dish.
Are
Savory.
you telling me there's sexual innuendos in that? And it just went over my head when I saw that series.
Absolutely, 100%.
No.
100%.
No. I didn't. No, that was.
That's right.
I watched that.
He's a demon. He's a demon. He's like I only enjoy the souls once they've been violated.
I thought he meant like from trauma because his parents died.
Dude, you thought that was gonna be the end of the violation? Oh, come on.
No.
It was like we're gonna get some fire for the Black Butler right now. But
do I have to I don't know if I want to. No.
A few other ones to watch. I mentioned God of High School. Promised Neverland. I did mention that's a good one. Death Note is a dark one, but fantastic drama. And
that one's good. Yeah.
Currently, there's one that's airing right now called Jujutsu Kaisen. That's fun, and that's on HBO Max, Crunchyroll. And I hear Tower of God is good. A lot of people are hyped about Tower of God, and I've had some people suggest that one to me. I have not watched it, and they've been actually very adamantly angry at me for not watching it.
You've mentioned that one a couple of times in our talks. Like what he ends up doing, because he knows that I have streaming issues where I'll watch things in a day, which should take people like a month. So he'd be like, watch this. Watch this. I'm like, no, John, if you get me down this rabbit hole, I will be homeless with no work, just watching and then peddling on the street for cash for these streaming services.
That's why I say, like, if you're going to go down the rabbit hole of a streaming service, find one or two that you're really happy with. So I have technically 3, just because of necessity. I have Netflix, because, come on, it's Netflix. Everybody has to have it. I have Amazon Prime as a byproduct of having Prime, because I buy a lot of junk. And then I have HBO Max. That was my treat to me. Well, wait, no, that's not true. I have 4. I also have...
I only have
I
a few
also have
streaming
VRV.
services. I only have 1 or 2. Lists all of them.
Exactly. I also have VRV, which is also a network that contracts with other networks. So I get Crunchyroll through VRV. So now I have Crunchyroll through VRV and HBO Max. But I also get High Drive? It's like High Drive on VRV, which is like a lot of more random old school anime. But yeah, there's some good stuff on there.
I have 7 sisters, so 1 sister pays for Disney, 1 sister pays for Netflix. I pay for Netflix. One sister pays for HBO, and my dad pays for Amazon Prime because we all use his account with our credit cards on it, which is actually pretty dangerous if I think about it. There.
Yes, it is.
That's why we should probably get a VPN service, so if anyone sponsors you, Adon.
Yeah, I could. You know what? If someone wants to sponsor me, and if you're a VPN network, you're gonna be used. I guarantee it. I need you.
I mean, I work in technology, so I could talk about the ins and outs of VPN and like why it's very important.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe one day we might talk about that, because that will be an important discussion, especially with how to watch certain animes from different nations that you can't get on your streaming network here in the US. But we'll have to save that for another video. We just wanted to do this like small tangent and discuss about this because we thought it was an interesting subject. And I wanted to introduce my friend that you'll be seeing in the next upcoming video. Thank you guys so much for joining us in this small little tidbit of discussion.
If you liked it, leave comments what you liked about it. If you hate it, just be kind. Just little bit. We're olds and have trouble at hearing, so.
I mean, I hear. I just don't listen. Besides that note, I mean, Shannon, is there anything you want to say or plug for yourself?
I got nothing to plug because I am boring and I work a corporate job. Just I guess tune into Popcorn Planet because that's where you'll find more of it on. Watch the D&D games because if you like D&D, they're a good channel there. They have a Discord server that goes into different things. So if you're looking for a geeky community, especially in these times of quarantine where you're going a little bit crazy because you can't see anybody and leave your house,
Well, I'm actually not on Popcorn Planet. I should let you know that.
you're not on that anymore?
No, I'm a guest on Popcorn Planet.
Yeah, but you're still like on it, you know, like
Yeah, I guest on his stuff, but my channel's not that. That's Andy's channel.
Do you have a Discord? You should get a Discord channel for your NerdTots.
Yes. So, to digress, what she's talking about is our good friend Andy at Popcorn Planet. I do support him, so yes, she's right. If you want to check out his Discord, definitely check out his Discord at Popcorn Planet. Check out his channel. He does talk about a lot of geek stuff, not so much anime, but comics, movies, shows. He does keep a very good open forum. We have live nights that he'll have guests come in, usually on Thursday nights for Nerd Wars. It's a very open and good forum for that. So definitely check it out. And I'll keep that advice in mind, Shannon, because I think maybe I should do a Discord and then start just dedicated to the anime people and Dungeons and Dragons. Do it for those two communities. I think that'd be great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially quarantine. I mean, Tampa has been free from quarantine since August, and Massachusetts, I can't leave my house.
Yeah, I mean it's free, but we still semi do it. Not really. Not really.
It's Florida. It's Florida.
You're gonna hear that a lot. It's Florida. On our channel, the only other thing that's happening for NerdTots, I'll say this for anybody who does pay attention for our channel, we are gonna start doing a merch line. So we're coming up with designs, and we're gonna start including a link in our videos so that if you guys like our artwork, like some of the thumbnails that we do are hand drawn, and so we're getting with some of the people to do that, and we're gonna come up with some designs. So if you like it, you can find it there. We'll put those links up. If you like the videos I do, I post my videos on Thursdays. I have to remember that. And you'll see me reviewing animes. And then on Wednesdays, we're going to start posting up videos for D&D. And Tuesdays, we're going to be doing videos for gaming streams. And we're going to actually start doing more game stream videos more consistently throughout the week as well. So right now, we're going from Phasmophobia to Valheim, which, watch our videos. You'll learn more about those when we play those.
Yes. So you definitely need a Discord and a Twitch.
Exactly. Now, as my usual closing goes, continue watching anime, expand your mind, guys, and have an excellent one. Bye.
Let's go.